I give thanks for the knowing that the divine is right here, right now, in the midst of this sanctuary. I am a part of that oneness, that wholeness, that allness is right where I am, infilling me with its peace, its love, its harmony, its joy. And just as this is true for me, it is true for each and every one that is sitting here in the midst of this oneness. It is with those that are on the ride this afternoon, heading to LA. Each is imbued with that love, that peace, that harmony, that acceptance. And so I accept for this service that we are all seen, we are all heard, and we all wear the colors of our hearts, of our souls. That we need only to come home to the very center of our being, to know this truth, that we are who we are, to be proud of who we are, who we love, who we live to be. I celebrate those that have brought us together in helping with this service, those that are here today, and that somewhere in this prayer, the message, the music, is exactly what is needed to be heard and seen. And with thanksgiving, I celebrate with peace and joy and love in my heart, releasing this word, knowing that it is already manifesting. I let it be, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Lorena Fisher. I'm a prayer practitioner here at the center. Won't you please join me in today's affirmation? I fully embrace the spectrum of human experience, and so it is.
I guess that most of you know this next song, so I hope you'll sing along. Well, if you want to sing out, sing out.
Can't sing it.
And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, know that there are. And if you want to live high, live high. And if you want to live low, live low. 'Cause there's a million ways to go, know that there are. You can do what you want.
Awesome.
The opportunity's on. And if you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it all true. And you can make it undo. You see, it's easy. You only need to know. Well, if you want to say yes, say yes. And if you want to say no, say no. 'Cause there's a million ways to go, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity's on. And if you find a new way,
Thank you very much, Christopher, Brett, and Nick, and thank you for being here this morning. Hello. I want you to take a moment to join me in being the welcoming committee for our spiritual community. Just turn around where you are and wave at somebody and welcome them to your spiritual community.
That's right.
I really love the quote that Reverend Russ shared with us this morning from Ernest Holmes that says, "It should be considered right to live and to enjoy living. To be well, happy, and to express freedom is to be in harmony with the divine itself." So that really sets us in the right frame of mind for this month and our new focus, the radiant expressions of life, in which we will explore the spirituality of 5 things: of joy, of connection, of courage, of
There he
living
is.
radiantly, and how we
Who's
can
that?
leave a legacy
Oh, yeah,
in this
Dr.
life
Edward,
through
yeah.
the way we express
What's going
our
on,
love.
everybody?
So today we begin with the spectrum, the whole spectrum of what love is. And we'll look first to the spiritual traditions of the world, where it is often expressed as something holy. Joy and holiness is connected. Let's start with Judaism, which affirms that joy arises in the presence of the divine, as it says in Psalm 16, "In your presence there is fullness of joy." Similarly, in Christianity, joy is described as among the fruits of the spiritual life, the natural outgrowth of the spiritual life. You can read that in Galatians. Or in Hinduism, in their Upanishads, it's declared that joy, well, it's what we are. This is how it is said. "From joy we have come, and in joy we live and have our being. And into sacred joy we shall one day mount again." In Islam, joy is recognized not so much as a goal, but as a natural result of living in harmony with the divine presence. Buddhism talks about empathetic joy. Now that is a joy, well, it's actually called one of the immeasurables, the 4 immeasurables, a quality of mind that comes up when we delight in the happiness of others, whether or not we had anything to do with causing that happiness. Yeah. Then in Science of Mind, our founder talks about joy as the inner evidence that we are living in close personal contact with the creative power of life itself. Okay, these perspectives together present joy as something spiritual. And I think it feels important to me that to reconnect with joy as something spiritual and sacred because of the heaviness that we feel right now, many of us, as we consider global events that are weighing on some of our hearts. And it might seem to some actually counterintuitive or even inappropriate to talk about joy right now, because it might come across as a denial of suffering, a denial of pain, and tone deaf to what's going on in the world. Yet, there is a side to joy that I think is valuable to consider today, and that is joy as a resource for surviving in rough times. Joy as a tool that we can use to restore our sense of humanity and connection when the world is feeling overwhelming and harsh. Research in psychology actually affirms that joy isn't frivolous, it's actually essential to our well-being. Like the psychologist Dr. Paul McGee is a pioneer in humor research. He's found that humor strengthens emotional resilience and helps people cope with stress and recover better from adversity. And his studies suggest that laughter can interrupt those cycles of anxiety that we get caught up in, and they can contribute to long-term psychological well-being. Now, he wrote a book, and the title of the book is actually lovely. It's delightful in itself. Here's the title of the book: Health, Healing, and the Immune System. And in it, he outlines how humor supports physical recovery and emotional recovery and well-being. And he talks about how we can develop our sense of joy by doing several things. Number one, by practicing playfulness, embracing a more light-hearted approach toward life. Number two, by looking for and finding humor in everyday life, recognizing it, appreciating it, enjoying it. Number three, by laughing at ourselves, by using self-directed humor to build resilience. And number four, by applying humor as a coping mechanism during stressful times, stressful situations. Studies of people who are displaced by war and disaster, including refugees and Holocaust survivors, have shown how humor sometimes has played a very significant role in their survival and resilience. Now, humor won't erase trauma, but it can affirm dignity. It can help preserve a sense of identity, and it can provide, as we heard, that momentary relief in the midst of suffering. Viktor Frankl is the neurologist and Holocaust survivor who wrote Man's Search for Meaning. He wrote about how the prisoners in concentration camps maintained their dignity and their sanity by doing several things like making art in secret, reading smuggled in books, and importantly, by developing a sense of humor, even be it a dark sense of humor. He wrote, humor was another of the soul's weapons in the fight for self-preservation. It is well known that humor, more than anything else in the human makeup, can afford an aloofness, an ability to rise above any situation, even if only for a few seconds. And in his book, Frankl describes moments in the concentration camps when prisoners would share jokes with each other as a way of keeping their souls from being extinguished during the intense suffering under inhumane conditions. Even in those conditions, they were reaching to their humor for something light. And he writes in the book, Frankl, about the freedom to choose one's attitude, which he calls a spiritual freedom that cannot be taken away. And he calls it one of those freedoms that can make life meaningful, purposeful. He himself encouraged his prison mates to practice a sense of humor, and one of the methods that they used were to make up ridiculous stories about life after the prison camp, even though they were not even certain of the future. They would make up these bizarre, ridiculous scenarios and share them with each other as a way of maintaining the integrity of their soul. Dr. Lee Burke, a researcher at Loma Linda University, he has found that laughter reduces stress hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline, and at the same time it increases our immune system response. And which reminds me of a biblical statement that says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, Now that's actually measurable. We can see that. So I've taken this research to heart and I've listened to Viktor Frankl's idea to look for and enjoy the ridiculous in life, which turns out isn't that difficult to do. Right? I mean, if you look around, whatever made this creation must have had a delightful sense of the ridiculous. You know what I mean, right? I mean, just think about a giraffe, really. A duck-billed platypus. Moose. Hiccups. The ostrich, or the fact that the plural of moose is moose, but the plural of goose is geese, and the plural of juice is juices. Or consider how delightfully ridiculous humans are. I've pushed the elevator button several times. Or setting several alarms at 5 minutes apart and then pressing snooze with every one of them. Like I did this morning. Somebody once said, and it has been attributed to Voltaire, but I cannot find the source for
And it says
this.
free
But somebody
breakfast,
said,
darn it.
I have only made but one prayer to God, a very short one. Oh Lord, make my enemies ridiculous. And God granted it. Joy doesn't only come through laughter, joking, or humor. Sometimes it presents itself as gently grounded and present. I think of Fred Rogers again, Mr. Rogers, who was grounded through kindness and brought joy that way once he was asked to donate his sweater to the Smithsonian. He agreed, but in his way he said, it's just a sweater, and a mother made it for me. And that's what people loved about him, his groundedness. He brought joy, not by being overtly funny or overtly shocking, but painfully present is what he did. Through his gentleness and his sincerity, he brought joy. And he is attributed with saying, a people long to know that they are enough. And when they know that, when they feel that, that's when joy is present. I love that. Well, there are all kinds of ways to experience it with this joy. Just recently, I watched a video of a man coming out of anesthesia. His wife picked him up and was hanging in the car after his procedure. And in the car, she asked him, are you hungry? He was still slightly disoriented from anesthesia. And he says, I don't know. And she said, all right, well, you're tired. Would you like to go home? And he says, do you know where I live? And she says to him, yes, I do. I'm your smoking hot wife. And he looks and he says, you married me? And she says, I did. And he says, thank you for marrying me. You're so pretty. Well, I could watch that video over and over again, you know? And it reminded me not to take myself so seriously all the time. But doing that squeezes the life out. It squeezes the joy out. And I know for me that when I lighten up, something tension releases, and my perspective widens. So I can see how humor and lightening up is a bridge back to the center of joy. So I'm thinking about it now as an additional spiritual practice. Lighten up. And of course, spiritual maturity includes knowing when to be reverent and to be lighthearted. Appropriate joy and laughter and play don't diminish reverence. It deepens it. Still, it can be wonderful to take a lighthearted look at ourselves, you know. I was thinking back when I first started as a minister 30-something years ago. One of my first memorials that I was officiating, was quite nervous about it. I didn't really know the family.
You mean like James Brown and
Blue
Blue Blood?
And when it was my turn to come up to lecture and address the grieving people, there was a lot of sadness in the room. And walking up, I accidentally a vase of flowers. And it started to fall over. And so I reached out again, and in so doing, I knocked the second one over. And it was like dominoes. There was flowers and water all over the floor. And the room was, dare I say, deathly quiet. And I just froze, and then all of a sudden the voice in the room started giggling. And the whole room broke into a belly laugh of roaring laughter, and somehow that made space in the room for the grief to be okay. And we all breathed and enjoyed the ridiculousness of this moment. It was quite healing. Have you noticed that when you are genuinely laughing, you can really entertain a happy thought at the same time? And have you noticed that sometimes we laugh at a thing later that wasn't funny when we were going through it? To me, that stands as a reminder. This might be funny later. It reminds me that some of life's tough situations can include elements of uncertainty. And I think healing sometimes begins in that moment when I can see that. So I love the topic for today, the spectrum of joy, reminding me that joy is a range of expressions from light and easy to courageous and revolutionary. Sometimes joy is a quiet act of resistance to despair. Sometimes it's a gentle insistence that we were made to be here, that our lives are on purpose. I'm thinking about that because this week marks the beginning of Pride Month. And you may already know that the word gay at one time had nothing to do with sexuality. It meant joyful, carefree, full of life. It was a word for exuberance, brightness, and delight. It came from the Old French and somehow made its way into English centuries ago and showed up in phrases such as a gay old time or a gay mood. And then over time,
I try to wake up. Those things always make me sleepy weepy.
In the early 20th century, gay communities began using the word intentionally as a kind of self-description, even a discreet way or a playful identity and belonging, and was also used as an act of resistance to discrimination and hateful rhetoric. And the earlier meaning of the word never entirely disappeared. Even now, when someone says gay pride, there is a resonance still of that meaning of joy, of celebration, of the freedom to live with open-hearted authenticity. In thinking about that, how joy can both be an affirmation
Fabian said he
and a
worked 5 hours
celebration
down
of
there.
life, And it can also be
Control
an
for
act
cars.
of resistance against shame, silence, and exclusion.
Where's your busy, huh?
So I'm thinking again of Fred Rogers and how he said, people just really want to know that they are enough. And it caused me to think, well, maybe joy is finding and doing that thing that reminds me and other people that I'm enough. So it could be very quiet, like watching the sunrise with someone you love, sitting quietly in nature on a bench.
We're gonna show the kids art. I think that's the best. So we got the same art as a couple weeks ago. I like the kids' art.
But patiently tending
Right, isn't that just adorable?
And watching the miracle of it in relation to God.
It's silly.
It could be loud as in dancing and singing and staying up way too long. It's a whole range of whatever it is.
The Kermit is still here.
Perhaps the idea this week is to do something that reconnects you. with
Right,
your
the kids'
heart
art is the
joy.
best.
Maybe you will do it as an act of resistance against sadness and despair. Or maybe you will do it as a quiet act
Good morning,
of
everyone.
restoring yourself to what
Oh,
you
look
know
more.
is
Oh,
good.
dinosaur, dude.
Or perhaps you will do it as an act of defiance in the face of discrimination or judgment. And this message has been exploring the range of how joy shows up. It's that which arises in the presence of the divine. It's a natural outgrowth of living a spiritual life. It's a quality of mind that delights in other people experiencing happiness. It's a
think it's
sign of our unity with the Creator.
Might is? Let's see. Pine Crest.
Surviving rough times. It's a tool that we can use to restore everything from our soul.
Oh, me walk soon.
Well-being. It is a way to reclaim our identity. It's an act of courage. It's an appreciation of the ridiculous. It's so much. And there remains an important aspect of joy that we cannot neglect.
Got a cross in it.
Uncaused.
That'd make a good picture.
The joy that is not a result.
My camera's full, so.
Joy that is the nature you are. Think of it as independent joy. Not related to anything
So we have to get inside a really good carrot cake muffin. Grandma makes the bomb stuff.
In a way, it's the complement to our caused joy.
Okay.
Good joy is caused by no one. That's good, but when you are reconnecting with another friend, enjoying a good movie or a good meal, that's all good. Complementary, uncaused joy is present whether those events and circumstances are there or not. Because it is who we are. Now that joy within can become overlaid with stress, history, trauma, and hurt experiences in the same way that a cloudy day hides the backdrop of a clear sky. Spiritual living then is the practice of knowing that you are the clear blue sky. It's understanding that we don't create the clear blue sky. We just are it. It's the confidence of knowing that that state of joy is available no matter what is going on. Even as we heard, in the presence of oppression, of grief, of stress and struggle, what remains persistently present is the living spirit within. Now, as we close today, I'd like to offer to you the quote that we started with, and then follow up with a question for reflection. First the quote. It should be considered right to live and to enjoy living. To be well, happy, and to express freedom is to be in alignment with the living spirit of life. Another question. Where in your life is joy quietly waiting to be noticed? And what would it be like for you to let that joy come into prominence, to let it speak, and to let it guide you? How might that direct you to navigate the world this week? Now, I have prepared some affirmations from the message, and I've printed it up on a handout that I will be happy to share with you. I'll be standing out in the social hall next to the statue of Saraswati. Just come and visit with me, and I'll give them to you. And so let us take a breath in and sigh as we turn within for a moment of spiritual practice. And so from the recognition of our shared heritage, that we have our origin in the same source, the living spirit Almighty. From the recognition of this, I speak this word for and about all of us, understanding that there is that within us that creates, guides, and directs. I imagine that it is announcing in me, as I invite you to imagine it is announcing in me these words. Joy is the inner evidence of my unity with the creative power of life. I allow joy to arise as the natural outgrowth of my spiritual awareness. The presence of joy in me is the sign of the divine at work through me. I cultivate a quality of mind that delights in the happiness of others, whether I caused it or not. Joy is my spiritual resource in difficult times. I know to turn to joy as a way to restore my soul and to renew my strength. I meet life's absurdities with humor, dignity, and grace. Joy, then, is a tool of resilience and a bridge back to my center. I am free today. I realize I am free to laugh and to play and to be lighthearted without losing reverence. I practice looking for what is delightful and I celebrate it. I remember the spectrum of joy, from quiet acts of resistance to exuberant expressions of delight. And I embrace uncaused joy, the joy that simply is because I am the living spirit within, my essential nature. And so it is. Invite you to take a deep breath in with me, followed by a sigh. As we make the transition to that part of our service where we support our spiritual center with our financial gifts and contributions, I invite you, ushers, to stand as you prepare your gift, and perhaps placing your hand on your chest.
I'm going to smoke a cigar.
Heart connection to your spiritual community. What you say after me: I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive.
Open my heart to live your way.
go smoke a cigarette. Here, we'll show you the inside.
Now let's hear you. Ready? Speak.
Your way.
Beautiful. Last time. Speak.
I can't go smoke a cigarette. Hey, rocking out.
Open my heart.
Oh, we need the words right here. Alright, I have attention deficit disorder. I'm sorry. I'm just starting to peak, so work with me here. Good sermon today. Good thing Rosie brought me. Got the, this carrot cake. The icing was it was the bomb cupcake. So for as many people that are in there, God, it looks like the parking lot's more full than the church is. It's a beautiful day. Simon says, right on, glad you appreciate it. Rosie's in there. Hey, Lakota. Oh, that's awesome. Happy Sunday. Hey, Mark Krem. Horn Dog. I know the last one she sang Across the Universe from the Beatles. That was really good. Church coffee and good music. I'm kind of the rude person, but they put up with me somehow. You're talking about joy today, right? All you gotta do is look at the art wall for the kids, right? So yeah, it's good. People are nice. I had a super dank cupcake. Grandma know how to cook or bake or something. So we got some good coffee. I'm gonna try not to drink until, but who knows, because I'm gonna go home and clean. My place is a mess. It looks like a barn. I need one of them topless French maids or something, or girlfriend or something. So I talked to the bike store. I'm gonna have to bug Rosie because I need to bring both my bikes in there. It cost me $33, and then my tire got low. I had Fabian put air in it twice, and it just, that's why I go to the bike store. Last thing I want to do is go spend $30 so they can fill up my tire with air properly. And that's why I go to the bike store. It's a good thing I have a backup bike, but it drives me nuts because the front brakes need to be replaced and make a noise that drives me nuts. I'm all excited. I want to get a new tire. I wanted to kind of go pound Annandale State Park or go to the golf course or something. I'm not sure. I go to the golf course, I'm going to start drinking. I might have to wait a little bit. I'm thinking the bottom two gears skip on my bike. I might want to get that cassette replaced. It seems a waste because those bottom gears give out. You can't replace them. You got to replace the whole cassette. And, you know, I only use a couple gears, but on the road it might be good. I don't know if I can afford it. We'll find out. We'll show you the goddess. It's the goddess. She got. That's what I need. I need more arms to get things done. It's the goddess.
Celebration at our Juneteenth summer solstice potluck and
Oh, the summer solstice. We need to go to the reservation.
we're going to come together and honor the power of freedom, the strength of resilience, and the light of the season. And our trustees, Lawrence Edwards and Olivia Kinsler, they're going to be sharing insights on the Juneteenth holiday and why its message of liberation and unity matters to us all.
We have to work on that day. We don't get no. I don't know the federal law. We don't get no day off. On that one.
Hearing from people how much fun they're having with Astra Fox's Joyful Frequency Song Circle. And so I'm excited to say that this Thursday it's coming back. It's on the first Thursday of every month. And music is such an inspiring way to share spiritual practice with your friends. So you can join her right
Here's your
on
birthday
social
coming up.
hall
Einstein's birthday coming up.
Yeah, this coming Thursday. And add your voice to her joyful harmonies. Okay, here's a question for you. Do you know what's happening on Sunday, June 29th? All right, I have
Party.
so much hope in my heart right now.
Shindig.
If you don't know what's happening, please mark your calendar because we are combining our 9 a.m. and our 11 a.m. services into one service that happens at what time?
But we're going to get free
Yes, you
breakfast
got
on
it,
that day.
10 a.m. And this is going to be a big celebration. We have music by guests Karen Drucker, Gary Lynn Floyd. Our center choir is being led by Christopher Fritchie. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time.
We want
And
kids
after
in the
service, we'll
band.
have light breakfast treats for you to enjoy, coffee, and time for you to connect with all of your friends across both of our services. So make sure you tell everyone. What time? Yes. Awesome. Okay.
The midnight hour.
Now, here's a real quick announcement for you. Last month, our nonprofit partner was Our Village Closet, and we're helping them out by collecting donations, and they're doing it in a really clever way. There's a little tree out there in the social hall that has tags that are hanging in it, and each one is a
Fish tooth.
Once you take that tag, next Sunday you can bring that item back as a donation, and that goes to help support their cause. So check out the
That's
tree
kind
in
of
the
neat,
social
the village
hall.
closet.
And then finally, before I close, I want to invite you to come and explore vulnerability with me. That's going to be at our Wednesday evening service this Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about how we can use spiritual practice to help us to be more open-hearted, and particularly how to face the challenges that sometimes come up when we choose to be open-hearted. So I look forward to seeing you there, and I look forward to seeing you this Saturday at 9 a.m. at Riverfront Regional Park for our next Spirit Walk of the season. We're going to walk around the lake. It's a beautiful lake if you've never been there. And if you'd like to join me on that, go on our website, look for the speakers, and click on that link, and you can sign up there and let me know that you're going to be joining me. So I look forward to seeing you. All right, that's all I have. Have a wonderful week, and thank you for being part of our community.
That way we need to go. Houseboat party.
Thank you, everybody. I've been sitting carefully watching my phone was getting updates about the team, the life cycle team. And in the first service, they just passed Pacifica on the way to Santa Cruz, which is their first camp stop.
Pacifica. Let's go. Afternoon. They have the thing there, 450 miles.
Very exciting to see that kids get
It's for AIDS.
and knowing what it's like at that first camp. I'm so glad I'm here with you.
It's better to have a crew than go
So
by
I wanted
yourself.
to know that we send them our love and appreciation. If you would like some support spiritual or anything that's going on in your life, please don't go home without visiting the house that's in the corner of the room.
Better than stuck it half on the beach.
Custom make and affirmative prayer. The spiritual life is right for you in the moment. It's a wonderful gift to find yourself. And now I want you to
I won't be able to take the one.
something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind.
I'm going to do the 3 corners
Life
of
is
the
in
bay.
my
I'm going to
body.
go around the bay.
And life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it.
You could do
I
this in
accept
music.
it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that
Yeah,
it
but
is.
not on the coast.
Thank you, life.
Yeah, I'm not going over this
Know
one
with me
bridge.
that you
I
are
did
never
that.
alone, that spirit is right
I had to pedal downhill.
You're always looking
I had to go down the window foot. I had to pedal go
staying
downhill.
empowered by a presence that expresses itself. We deepest gratitude. Let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor His presence within. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Let's close this off.
And we got song. Let's see.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. With every breath, peace abides. I know the joy of peace.
Request to be out of there.
I choose to release.
I have a question there.
Ways up. Peace is every step. Peace is every step. Peace is every step.
You guys gotta wait for the doggy. The doggy go to church. You should be this couple and they had a couple dogs and they would throw the ball in the back. I haven't been back there. The person I bought the painting from was a doctor, so she might be there. Yeah, this stuff, it looks like it's on display. It depends. sometimes they'll have an auction. You fill in your bid. Today I think it's the Tree of Life. Or oh, here's the doggy. Look how cute. See, he always standing next to my goddess. That's why I always bug him. He's always over there. I said, what's the goddess's name? I bug him every time. The last time he said, I told you 100 times. Oh, another doggy. Oh, the doggy. He's doing.
I see you on Tuesdays.
Oh, here comes another doggy. Oh, we missed the Chatter Church. What happened to those guys at Chatter Church? Hey, Mario. Yeah. I just got to say thank you for the coffee. I always get her name wrong. I call her Esmeralda. I wanted to say thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Have a Here, let's go bug them, the goddess.
Everything was going to be This is my friend Joanne from Phoenix.
I put
Yeah.
points.
They put a food.
Thank you for saying silly is okay.
We're silly experts.
Hello. Sure. Oh, look, the goddess. Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Sure. I bought a painting for $150. That was me contributing enough.
You looked at us like a couple of bums.
Yes, they're nice.
Very nice people.
They put up with me somehow.
Yeah. They put up with my
Okay.
one little kid here. I'm so used to church with hundreds of screaming kids and babies. Okay. Yes, everybody was nice. It's very hippy dippy, but everybody was nice. Just kind of what I would expect. Nice. Good, solid people. Dr. Villian didn't want to hear about the goddess at all. It's kind of low-key music today, huh?
Yeah. I think it's a good way to start Sunday morning. Plus, I'm so cheap, I can't afford Starbucks every day anymore. And then it doesn't work. I need 2 cups of coffee. 1 cup ain't gonna do
The
it.
first coffee I decaffeinated. That's
Yeah,
never
but
going to
at
work for me.
Starbucks,
Never going to work for me.
I'm drinking those rock stars just to function. People at work are going, oh, that's not good for you. Well, you know, I have no energy.
Yeah, this used to be a skating rink. They have a lot of solar. I guess they have solar up there. Dr. Edward Villian.
Somehow I gotta get my bike to the breakaway bikes, Rosie. I want to bring both of my bikes. That's why, you know, I paid $33 to get my flat tire fixed, and then Fabian comes over and then tries to pump in my tire twice. And it's like, that's why I take it to the bike store. But since you can't put air in it properly, I'm not going to pay another $33. I'm going to buy a brand new tire. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Oh, look. That's pretty sweet. $454. It's convertible. That thing is sweet. Pretty, huh? They're going to come out with the new Chevelles. Malibu's.
Nice maroon finish.
Yeah, 25. I don't think they start coming out till late 25. This guy, you ride like me down the road. Yeah, I hit this car the other day and went on that way. Shoot. Good thing I didn't go on the other side.
Did you hard hit the ground?
Huh?
Did you hit the the ground?
Oh yeah, I hooked that thing.
Oh, shit.
I got a bruise on my leg, goes from here to here, and my knee scuffed. And it was all my fault. It was totally my fault. The lady was so nice.
Well, at least you took responsibility.
I said, I scuffed your vehicle.
Like
I'm
I hit the
sorry.
bike rider, he didn't even stop for a stop sign for a way.
Oh yeah.
And I'd stopped and taken off, he just came flying right across. I
Mhm.
got the very back end of his tire. He's telling me, you hit me. I said, you didn't even stop for the stop sign. You didn't even look. Oh, I got the right of way. I said, no, you don't. You're on wheels. We're equal.
I'm
You
gonna
have to
smash
stop
your
too.
head and show you the right of way.
He said, man, you knocked me right out of my shoes.
Driving a taxi, and coming out of the taxi garage, there's two walls, so you can't see the sidewalk. Just
Right.
pull it out and smack, blank, and what could I do?
It's a blind exit.
Yeah,
Coming out, mate. Come on.
and that's what happened. And I felt bad because I could not see until it pulled out there. I go through that a lot because I'm an idiot and I ride on the wrong side of the road, on the sidewalk. There's my car, except it's a two-door. I kind of get butthurt when I see those because mine
Look at
disappeared.
this guy tweaking.
Look who's dancing. Shit, I don't get that high anymore. What kind of tricks are you on? Oh, we're not gonna. Yeah. But it is a little entertaining. Yes, happy Sunday, everyone. Look, we have the old school Foster Freeze. Ice cream's very popular here in Santa Rosa.
$6 for a cone.
But when I was young, my foster parent, we'd go there and get the ones dipped in chocolate, the cones,
Yeah, that's what I got. $6.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe they could charge $6 for that tiny thing. Mind blowing.
Here's a 59 or 58. It's a Cadillac. Oh no, it's older. It's a Bel Air. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you, Rosie, for taking me down there.
Well, I enjoy it. I got the coffee. I got to check it out after hearing it on the radio for so many years.
So we're heading home. I'm going to clean up today. I have one day. And back slave to the grind. Cats are doing fine. Sim's got to follow up. I'm not too happy with his appetite. But he looks okay.
Just readjusting his balance and everything. All right, well, I'm having ham, mashed potatoes, and peas tonight.
All right. We got beautiful
Peeled
Sunday
the
dinner.
potatoes. So.
All right, Rosie, thank you. I got a little thing right here I'm going to put on my wall. Hold on. I got my hands full. Okay. All right, awesome. Thank you, Rosie. Just give me a minute. Gather my bearings here. We're gonna outlaw Rosie's thing right here. It's a little cooler. Oh. Alright, now we're gonna listen to some music. I'm gonna clean up. Hey, LD1K. Good to see you, bro. Give me a minute here. Got some good coffee. I gotta lock this gate. We got some coffee. At church, I have to leave the lid on, but this is how I drink my coffee, without the lid. But they said, "Oh, put the because in case you spill it." So whenever I go to church, I have to kind of remind myself to leave the lid on, because that's how I like to drink my coffee. So that was good, and you know, listened to a little bit of a speaker. And I missed the second story, but one of the stories is a little haha. Some candy, church candy. Hey, students. Yeah, I just, you know, I haven't put another hole in my belt, because when I'm working, I like to eat 3 meals a day. So when I started losing weight, I was like, I'm not putting another hole in this belt. I'm gonna just leave it. My pants are gonna fall off until I gain some weight. So, you know, that's why I like working, because American Dream, 3 meals a day, I think that's too much to ask for. And I know we're Americans, so I don't know how those people in Palestine do it, because they have no choice. People, they want to make a statement. Oh, you know, Palestine, they're starving to death. If you look up UNICEF, they were starving before October, whatever the date was. Very touchy. You gave it shit. You should have been protesting before then. I remember 30 years ago, I was writing Free Palestine with a swastika on every bar napkin in Hollywood. Yeah. Pretty predominantly Hebrew. And at times it gets old, the one state policy. But I just think you need to kill them all. Don't leave 1% like the Native Americans. You need to kill them all. And you'll never have to deal with some crazy Indians or 10 little Indians or 10 little Palestinians or something. And then you could start your peace process in your one state policy. Like Yippee-ki-yay. Uh-huh. I have a really good salad, but this, we're just gonna smoke this. So we have a good pot today. I would like to take my bike up to the bike shop today. The sooner I get that out of the way, you know. Maybe I could, I don't know if they're open today. I want to get that out of the way. Find out how much a cassette is. I'm kind of tempted to go to Specialized because I'm not getting those bootleg parts like I got on my other bike. Yeah, no, I want the original same parts. So I'm going to talk to my bike store because it's been bugging me. You know, I called them on the phone. They said it's $25 to fix a flat. When I went there, some lady behind the counter said, well, that's $30 plus that is $33. So yeah, no gratuity. Because on the phone you said $25. And I didn't make us think about it, but I'm going to this time because $5 is $5. In your word, you know, when someone goes, well, you know, it's $25 and you make the effort to go all the way over there and then they charge you more than the Specialized bike store, you're going, you know, it's kind of shitty. So I hate to be an asswipe, but I think just for business, your word is your word. Yes means yes, no means no. So, is it $25 or $30? Because if you're going to tell people it's $25, and then when they get there, all of a sudden there's a 5% or $5 tariff, fuck that. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to talk like that. So, I don't know if that's your wife or your daughter or whatever, but make sure she does her job right. And I'm going to make a bit of stink about it, and you guys are going to put up with it. If not, I'll fucking take my bike somewhere else. Just for that one incident, I don't want to bring my bike there, but I will. Just to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to tell them how unhappy I am with their bullshit. You know what I mean? You don't go, well, it's $10, and then by the time you get there, you add another zero. It doesn't work like that. Maybe it does with these Americans, but I'm over it. We're going to clean up. I got a bunch of laundry to clean up. I don't know where my Grateful Dead shirts are. I could have swore I had a couple in there. They're not in the other bag, so I don't know where the fuck they are. I have to buy tickets for the Dead and Company. They're playing in August at Golden Gate Park. It's been 3 days. Tickets are on sale. Every day they go up. So I wish I would have known on the first day. It's $100. Now it's probably $300. So this pot's good. It's alright. I like it. Metal Madness or Maiden. So yeah, I need one of them Bruce Lee belts, right? Or a cowboy with the rodeo buckle. What do you think? So they said it's going to cool down a little bit. It's not bad. You got a slight breeze. Still waiting for that coffee to wake me up. So I gotta get air in my tire. I gotta see if the bike store is open and pound it. Up there. So it's kind of like REI, strike two. You didn't do it right, so people can talk all the shit they want and go, oh, why you take it to the bike store? Well, look, you can't even put air on the tire. Strike two. That's why. You can't even ride to Annandale. Shit. I might end my stream, I think. I probably want to hit the golf course on the way back. I want to get this tire out of the way so that way I know exactly how much money I have and what I'm dealing with. Trek wants $80 to do my front brakes on this bike. I talked to my bike store. They said, well, $100 I'll get a new rotor. I don't think I'm going to go to Trek anytime soon. Rose's cactus is in bloom. I'm gonna put this pot away before it all blows again. So I'm not sure what's going on with Simba. He doesn't have an appetite. It's kind of freaking me out. Because I know my cats and he looks fine. There's no tell signs of him not. But yeah. Before he would eat, I'd put out a thing and he would eat it. Now it's like there's no appetite. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Well, everyone, that was church on Sunday morning, so I'm going to end my stream. I'm going to figure out what I need to do. And, you know, if the bike store is open, I might head down there. That's the goal. So, let me end my stream and figure out what I'm going to do and gather my bearings. Catch you on the next round, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday.